In today's video, I'll be revealing why retiring at age 62 with 1.5 million or less isn't just possible, it's potentially the smarter choice that most financial advisors won't tell you about. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Julia Lemke, certified financial planner. And through analyzing tons of retirement data and working with clients in various financial situations, I've discovered that many Americans delay retirement unnecessarily, chasing arbitrary savings targets while missing crucial lifestyle and financial advantages of retiring earlier. And that's exactly why I'm making this video today, to show you the 4 evidence-based reasons why 1.5 million or less can be your green light to freedom at age 62, the strategic advantages that come along with this timing, and how this decision could actually improve both your financial security and quality of life. So let's get into it. I want to start this video by saying that if you're 62 with 1.5 million and your expenses are within reason, then keep watching. But if you're 62 with 1.5 million and you're trying to spend 8% or more of your nest egg, you might want to skip this video. Okay, reason number 1 is that your money goes further than traditional calculators suggest. And the particular calculator I'm referring to is the good old 4% rule. This rule originated from the 1990s by William Bengen, who tested retirement portfolios during past U.S. market cycles. However, the 4% was built to survive the worst 30-year retirement periods in U.S. history, like the Great Depression or stagflation of the 1970s, the Great Recession, etc. Sure, these conditions could happen again, and they likely will at some point in the future. But I don't want my max spend to be based on the absolute worst 30 years in the market. I do always model a market crash during the first 5 years of everybody's retirements, but then I want to see what an average and below average market would produce. Because in average or strong markets, withdrawing just 4% will result in dying with too much money left over. Said differently, you're leaving money on the table and underspending in most cases by following this rule. Furthermore, retirees don't spend in a linear fashion. They spend the most upon retirement and for the first several years before their spending begins to taper off as they age. This means that you can get away with spending 5 to 7% safely in most cases up front, and then reduce to 4% or below as you age. Lastly, a diversified portfolio, especially one with 60% or more in equities, will on average grow faster than 4% annually. With smart adaptive planning, like adjusting withdrawals, using tax-efficient strategies, and aligning spending with market conditions, you can usually spend more, worry less, and enjoy retirement more fully. John and Lisa are both 66, recently retired, and have saved $1.5 million in their investment portfolio. They also receive $40,000 per year from Social Security, which helps cover their basic living expenses. Their goal is to spend around $100,000 per year in retirement to enjoy travel, hobbies, and time with family. If they follow the traditional 4% rule, they'd withdraw 4% of their portfolio, or $60,000 per year, and combine that with the $40,000 from Social Security, that gets to their $100,000 spending target. On paper, it works. However, as I said earlier, this approach is built for the worst-case scenarios in market history and is overly cautious for John and Lisa's situation. They've structured their retirement with several advantages. Social Security already covers their essential costs. They have $100,000 in cash and CDs set aside for short-term needs, and they're open to adjusting spending slightly if markets dip. They also expect their retirement to last closer to 25 years rather than 30 or more. With these factors in mind, they run a Monte Carlo analysis and find that they can safely withdraw 5.2% of their portfolio each year with high confidence of success. That's $78,000 from investments plus $40,000 from Social Security, giving them a total of $118,000 per year to spend. And that's an $18,000 improvement over the rigid 4% rule. Understanding your true income potential is crucial, but the Social Security optimization opportunity at 62 creates even more compelling advantages. Retiring at age 62 creates a unique window of opportunity when it comes to Social Security. That's because 62 is the earliest age you're eligible to start collecting benefits. For some people, claiming right away can help cover essential living expenses. But for others, this early retirement window offers something even more valuable: the flexibility to delay claiming and lock in higher monthly benefits for life. I'm sure you all know that your Social Security benefits increase significantly the longer you wait to claim between ages 62 and 70. If you claim at age 62, the earliest possible age, you'll receive a reduced benefit, typically about 70 to 80% of your full retirement age benefit. This reduction is permanent. However, if you delay claiming past your full retirement age, which is between 66 and 67 for most people, your benefit increases by 8% for each year that you wait up until age 70. This is known as delayed retirement credits. As a result, someone who waits until 70 to claim could receive up to 124% of their full benefit, an increase of up to 76% compared to claiming early at age 62. And anyone can delay benefits, but when you're 62, you also have the golden opportunity to take advantage of low-income gap years, right? Your earned income falls off, and all of a sudden you're in the lowest tax bracket. These low tax bracket years can be used strategically to delay Social Security by drawing from other assets or cash reserves and do Roth conversions if it makes sense in your plan. Meet Lisa, a teacher who retires at 62 with $800,000 in a traditional 401k, $50,000 in a Roth IRA, and $50,000 in a savings account. Her full retirement age is 67, and if she claimed Social Security at 62, she'd receive $1,750 per month. But instead of claiming early, Linda chooses to delay Social Security until age 70, allowing her benefit to grow to $30,080 per month, which is a 76% increase that's guaranteed for life. Now, you might not agree with this strategy with delaying that long, but Linda's mother is still alive at 98 and living independently. So she wants to ward off longevity risk as much as she can. And since she's no longer working, Linda enters a much lower tax bracket, creating a valuable 8-year gap period between retirement and the start of her Social Security benefits. During this time, she covers her living expenses by withdrawing from her savings account and taking modest distributions from her 401k. She avoids touching her Roth IRA, preserving that tax-free money for later in retirement, where it may be even more valuable. Because her taxable income is low, Linda uses these years to make strategic Roth conversions, moving $30,000 per year from her 401k into her Roth IRA, all while staying within the 12% tax bracket. Over 8 years, she converts about $240,000 to Roth IRAs. These conversions are taxed at lower rates now rather than at potentially higher rates in the future when required minimum distributions and Social Security kicks in, or just tax law changes. By the time she turns 70, Linda has locked in a significantly higher Social Security benefit, built up a large tax-free Roth IRA that can grow tax-free for decades, and reduce future R&Ds, which helps her manage taxes and avoid Medicare IRMAA surcharges, etc. By retiring at 62 and taking advantage of her low income years, Linda turns a simple decision into a highly effective retirement income strategy, one that prioritizes tax efficiency, income flexibility, and long-term financial security. Okay, so Social Security flexibility provides financial advantages, but the pre-Medicare health optimization window offers another compelling reason to retire at 62. The health window between ages 62 and 65 is actually valuable for long-term financial security because it allows retirees to take proactive steps that can significantly reduce healthcare costs throughout retirement. Entering Medicare at 65 in better health means that you're less likely to need frequent doctor visits, expensive medications, or costly treatments right away. Healthier individuals often avoid or delay the onset of chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure, conditions that can cost a lot of money, thousands of dollars per year, and out-of-pocket expenses, even with insurance. Stress-related illnesses are a major driver of healthcare costs in retirement, and so retiring at 62 gives you a chance to step out of those, that high-pressure environment and focus on recovery. Lower stress levels can lead to better sleep, improved heart health, and reduced inflammation, all of which decrease the likelihood of needing intensive care later. Additionally, this window offers time to prioritize preventative care, from annual physicals and screenings to dental work, vision exams, working out at the gym, taking time to cook and eat healthy. Catching potential issues early often means addressing them with lower cost treatments rather than facing advanced, more expensive interventions down the road. Ultimately, investing in your health during this early retirement window provides a double return: better long-term financial outcomes through reduced medical spending and a higher quality of life through improved energy, mobility, and independence. When you're unhealthy and stressed and retire later, you can't make up that time. It's one of the most overlooked but powerful ways to protect both your wealth and your well-being in retirement. Now that you understand these critical planning elements, Watch the free video in the description that walks through exactly how to optimize your retirement plan. Okay, next we're going to talk about the time value of freedom. This concept is the idea that the ability to enjoy your time and freedom becomes more valuable the earlier you have it. Just like the time value of money suggests that $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow, a year of freedom now is worth more than a year of freedom later. Waiting for a slightly larger nest egg or higher Social Security check might seem prudent, but it often comes at the cost of your most vibrant years. For people who have saved adequately, say with $1.5 million or more, it's not just about having enough money. It's about using that money while your body, your mind, and relationships are at their best. In that sense, the time value of freedom encourages people to ask not just, can I afford to retire, but what am I giving up if I wait? The time value of early retirement years is significant, but the diminishing returns of additional work creates an equally compelling case for retiring at 62. Now that we've discussed these 4 reasons to retire at 62, let's look at how you can implement this advice into your own retirement plan. First, you need to bucket your investments. Bucketing is a strategy that divides your retirement savings into separate buckets based on when you'll need the money: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. When you retire at 62, bucketing becomes especially important because you may need your portfolio to last 30 years or more. The first bucket holds cash or short-term equivalents to cover immediate expenses, right? 1 to 3 years. It provides stability and prevents forced withdrawals during market downturns. The second bucket holds moderate investments like balanced funds or income funds for spending needs during the 4 to 10 years. And the third bucket is for long-term growth, typically stocks that won't be touched for a decade or more, giving it time to recover from market volatility and outpace inflation. Bucketing helps manage risk, reduces anxiety during market declines, and creates a steady paycheck in retirement, critical when you're retiring early and need your money to last. Next, maximize your Social Security benefits. As we discussed earlier, when you claim at 62, you're locking in a permanent reduction. If you have to claim, that's okay, right? That's a different story. But if you don't, consider using withdrawals from your portfolio to bridge the gap until you claim. This approach allows you to fill up lower tax brackets with pre-tax withdrawals and/or do Roth conversions to boost your tax-free income later in retirement. If you claim Social Security too early, you're wasting that golden opportunity. Next, implement a tax-efficient withdrawal strategy. I've made several videos on the art of withdrawal planning, which prove that withdrawing funds in the right order can make a dramatic difference in how long your money lasts and how much you can spend. Consider using taxable accounts first while letting IRAs grow tax deferred. And if you have room in lower tax brackets, consider small Roth conversions to reduce future required minimum distributions and potentially lower taxes on Social Security and Medicare premiums. Everybody's situation is different, so there's not a one-size-fits-all here. In summary, retiring comfortably at 62 with $1.5 million is absolutely possible with the right strategy. By combining a bucketing approach, delaying Social Security wisely, managing healthcare costs, and optimizing withdrawal strategies, you can build a resilient retirement plan that supports your lifestyle without running out of money. Now you can make this important life decision with greater confidence and clarity. If you want to discover exactly how to implement these strategies for your specific situation, watch the short video in the description that walks through the entire process step by step of how to plan your dream retirement. I'll see you next time.